I forgot to say this. I'm a year and 7 months on testosterone. I started March 21st, 2023. I don't know, this is just a video of me talking about how I do my shot and some of the effects and like the first effects that I noticed. If you have any specific questions, I can answer them in another video, so just comment down below. Ignore my hair. I just got out of the shower. I swear it's not greasy. This is my testosterone. I'll take it out to show. This is how much I have left right now. I need to get a refill. I keep the ones that are almost empty. I don't want to waste any, so a tiny bit left in there. Not enough for a full shot, but... So, I use 2 needles. I use 18 gauge needles to draw. So to draw the testosterone into the syringe. 25s to inject with. I screw on the 18 to the syringe. I draw the testosterone and then I take this needle off, put it in my little needle box, and then I screw on the 25 for injecting. Of course, a box of alcohol swabs, because you have to swab the top of the vial before you draw from it, and also the spot that you're gonna inject. Once I have the testosterone in the syringe, I don't know, I just push I push a little bit so there's no like air bubbles or anything. I inject in my thigh. I know some people inject in their arm or like the fat part of their stomach. I've never done that. I always inject in my thigh. I prefer to inject in this thigh, but I try and switch it up. I inject like around here. I don't really have much fat, but I inject like around like here. I do intramuscular, so it goes into the muscle. I don't really feel it. Like doesn't really feel like anything. Sometimes it's a bit of a burning sensation because the testosterone, when you push out a bit to make sure there's no bubbles in the syringe, there's a bit of testosterone on the end of the needle, so sometimes when you push it in, it burns a little. But aside from that, it doesn't hurt. I think the scariest part is like trying to push it in at first, but once you have it in, it's fine. So yeah, I have to make sure I push the whole needle in until it's like to the orange part. And one thing I wasn't expecting before I started testosterone is how hard it is to actually push the testosterone in. Like you have to put a lot of force with your fingers to like push the testosterone in. It's not easy. It's not just like done. Like you have to hold like the bottom of the needle, kind of like you have to push really hard. Obviously I can make a video like actually doing it if you guys are interested in that. Something I've realized is that people do it very differently. I saw this one trans woman doing her estrogen shot, and she used the same needle to draw and to inject, which is crazy to me, but I guess some people do that. I don't think that's very sanitary, so I wouldn't suggest doing that. Some people some people, when they're injecting, like squeeze, right? Like they squeeze before they put the needle in. I find that makes it harder to push the needle in. I don't know. Another thing I've noticed people do for intramuscular shots is they kind of angle the needle. I've never tried that. I wasn't taught to do that. I go straight in. I don't know what difference that really makes. As for changes, some of the first changes I've noticed, bottom growth is one of the first things that happens, typically. So you kind of don't notice it because you're not always like staring at your hoo-ha, but one day I kind of just looked down and I was like, whoa. That was probably like a month or 2 in. Started right away. Same with like, I'm very hairy now. I have hair on my nipples, my chest, my stomach. My hair started growing on my ass. Gives you a very hairy ass, just a warning. It started getting like a mustache pretty quick. I don't have that much of a mustache, but like you'll definitely start to notice the hairs on your face getting thicker. Obviously, when I say all of this, keep in mind that like it's different for everybody, just like it's different for every cis man. I'd say my voice started to noticeably change around 4 months on testosterone. I'll insert my voice updates here.
This is my voice 2 weeks on testosterone. This is my voice a month on testosterone. This is my voice 2 months on testosterone. This is my voice 3 months on testosterone. This is my voice 4 months on testosterone. This is my voice 5 months on testosterone. This is my voice 11 months on testosterone. This is my voice a year and 4 months on testosterone. I had a really high voice before I started testosterone, and it deepens pretty fast. A lot of people ask me if testosterone gives you an Adam's apple. I made a TikTok about this. Everybody has an Adam's apple. Testosterone does make Adam's apple more prominent. I don't know the science behind that. I think it has to do something with your voice being deeper, but I'm not really sure. It did make it more prominent. You could not see it before I took testosterone, and now it's like every time for me, I already had a pretty high sex drive, so testosterone put it through the roof, which is no surprise. I feel like a lot of people are aware that like teenage boys and like hormones equal horny, but it's a struggle. The testosterone I'm taking changed, and now I'm taking like a bit less, and I was hoping that that would maybe level me out a bit. It makes you angry. That's one thing. I don't know. I was already a pretty angry person, but I'm always just kind of pissed off. I mean, you gotta think of it like cis boys, they usually go through puberty around like 12, 13. So everything that I'm going through is like what a 13-year-old boy or 14-year-old boy would be going through. So when you put it that way, like, yeah, I'm really angry all the time. I'm like irritable. It definitely takes a toll on your mental health. I mean, obviously I'm happier, like in my body, but there's still like other, I don't know. It's a big change because it is like a second puberty, and I already have mental health problems and I'm already dealing with other shit. So when you put like hormones and shit like that, like it's a lot. But with that being said, this is not me saying like it's bad. People like to twist my words and be like, well, why are you doing it then? Even though there are reversible changes, there are irreversible changes. Obviously, I wouldn't be going through these changes if I didn't think it was what is best for me. My chest is flatter. I made a TikTok about this. Everybody thought I was saying that like testosterone like flattens out your chest. I was on birth control when I was 13 years old, and that gave me like a couple extra cup sizes. I don't know. But then when I got off birth control and then I got on testosterone, it kind of just flattened the back out. That's not me saying that if you have double D's, that getting on testosterone is going to just flatten them out, because I'm not a doctor and I don't think that's how it works. To explain this better, birth control has estrogen in it, which is the female hormone that our bodies produce. So when you get on birth control, it changes your body much like taking a hormone does. It made my boobs grow, but I originally had like A cups. So it's kind of like a half and half, I feel, where the fat redistribution from the testosterone plus getting off birth control and my boobs shrinking back to normal. It's kind of like a mix of that, I guess. I do smell different. My sweat never really smelled before, and now it does. I have hyperhidrosis, so as for sweat, I don't really know if it made it worse, because it's already bad, so it's hard to really tell. I'm so sorry. Ignore my skin. Oh, that's another thing. Acne. It's gonna give you acne. It's not gonna do any justice for your skin, is all I have to say. Have like a happy trail. And I had like barely any hair on my legs before I started testosterone. I didn't even really shave them. Pretty luscious, I know. That's all I could think of right now. If you have any questions, comment down below and I'll make a video.